Jay Sri Radheshyam, The Life of Love, the biography of Sri Srimad Radharaman Charan Das Dev, the embodiment of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's universal religion of love. We read in the previous episode the preface of the book by Dr. Kapoor, that is a well-known and renowned doctor, a researcher of the Gaudiya philosophy. He wrote several books, also not only translations, and all the books are being very well accepted by the scholars of India on Gaudiya Vaishnavism. I recommend you to check his books, his works, and to read the original and bona fide Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. Now we will read the introduction to the book, The Life of Love. Behold the man, a man among men, a flower of humanity indeed. Eye him keenly, and you catch the beaming smile, how it differs from the love that speaks the vacant mind, and yet how different from the sardonic grin of worldly wise men. It is the smile of one who knows the world truth and enjoys the blissful repose of a heart in communion with God. Look into the eyes deep in wisdom, like the bottomless sea, overflowing with love and tenderness divine. Mark the gentle curvature between the nose and the cheeks. What a pathetic outburst of heartfelt compassion for the erring sons of men. The firm features, the thick-set frame, the capacious arms, the spacious chest, the noble pose, the dignified mien, above all the perfect self-possession that is manifest in them all, that creates the impression of a high order of virility and strength, coupled with a nobility of soul and magnanimity of disposition, hardly to met with in the commonalty of men we find in the world. Parenthesis, my mother tongue is Spanish, so please forgive me for any mistake I do in the reading pronunciation. Try to concentrate in the nectar, not on my mistakes. With talks of heroes and hero worship, why, here is a hero in the noblest sense of the term, within the living memory of living men. For who is a hero? It is the valiant man of 1,000 fields that is never daunted by battalions. Here is the hero that knew no fear and made conquest of love wherever he went. It is the man of giant intellect who has solved the problems of life and convinced the people of the trust of his principles. Here is the hero who has done the same without logomashi and literacy demonstrations, who has imparted the truth like a tangible something, so to speak, by a single touch, a close hearty embrace, a tender look, or a word of mouth, and changed the whole course of the lives of men. It is the moral man who stands for the greatest good of the greatest number of men, the minimization of suffering and scattering of happiness on earth. No man can hold a candle to him in respect of his achievements in this direction, for he was like a ministering angel, chasing away the sorrows of life wherever he appeared, dancing and singing the name of the Lord, and scattering peace and happiness not only among men, but also among the beasts. Nay, even the plants themselves, as the following pages will show. Finally, if by a hero we meant the saint, who annuls his self and goes about with the message of God, and ministers to the spiritual welfare of the world, why, here is just the man for it, for he, no paid person for the parish, he devote his life to the salvation of the world, expecting no return, no comfort, nothing of kind for himself, giving away the best human treasure for nothing, the treasure that buys the happiness of both the words, for the simple reason that it was in his nature to give it away, and it was a thing only to be given away. Love and nothing but love. Pure divine love, which must be given away for the regeneration and resuscitation of the world. We talk about cosmopolitanism. Our hero was a true cosmopolitan, a true servant of God, who found his God in every man, in every being, in everything he came across, and loved and served accordingly, without respect of caste, color, creed, or even the species to which it belonged. To him it was all one, whether it was a Hindu, Muslim, or Christian. For the matter of that, an Indian or Englishman, a red Indian or black Negro, a man or a bull or a dog in the street, in as much as all this had the indwelling Spirit of God, to whose love and service he had consecrated himself. If Hindus found in him a friend, a philosopher, a lover, and a guide, Muslims and others were not excluded from his friendship and love, but readily received in the open arms of this man of infinite indiscriminate love. He used to weep in commiseration with the distress of the worldlings, tempest tossed on the boisterous sea of life, poor sufferings of all the parts of the world, here, there, and everywhere. On one occasion, he resolved even to go over to Europe and America to show to the people the way out of the strifes and quarrels and the miseries of existence. But then there was Baba Bharati with him, who volunteered his service to spread the religion of love and bliss to those far-off lands of the setting sun. His heart bled equally for all men alike. And here I want to do a small parenthesis about Baba Bharati, because much long time before Bhaktivedanta Swami, there was a Bhakti movement, Krishna cult to say, in America, in the United States. Indeed, Baba Bharati was the first Vaishnava to step on American soil. And Baba Bharati created a big movement of Bhakti. So, for some reason, the story of Baba Bharati has been totally banned from the Western world. Why? To not recognize the effort that a real Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava, did in order to help the Western world. He created the first Krishna temple in the United States. And we are speaking very early, much more before, long time, decades before Swami Bhaktivedanta. So it's important to recognize to Baba Bharati for what he did. Baba Bharati ki jai. Bhakti movement around the globe ki jai. So in this line is telling that Baba Bharati, when Radharaman Charan Das Dev took the resolution to go to Europe and America to spread the holy name, the Harinam, this, if he did it on that time, this world will be totally different, because America and Europe will meet nobody like Baba, that he can do incredible things that the science will shake. It was maybe the world was not ready for him, and Krishna didn't let him go, because maybe he will trick the system in such a strong way that maybe his last days will be over America or Europe. And this will not be a surprise. See the story of all the famous spiritual revolutionary gurus. They all end up in very strange ways, as the Swami Bhaktivedanta, who was evidently poisoned. So this compromise was took by Baba Bharati, and he went to America. He wrote books and different essays about Bhakti in English, and he had over 500 followers, disciples over in America. So he made such a big impact in America. And of course, in contradiction to all the bogus yogis and pseudo gurus who were in America on that time already, and the full media start fighting against Baba Bharati due to different things. They were trying to find something to put him down, because of course you cannot change the status quo. It's very difficult. What will be happen if really Radharaman did it? We will never know. But what we know, that Radharaman did all his mission all over India, and step by step all this pure devotee of the highest class quality, well, indeed, a Siddha Mahapurush, indeed, will spread and open, because the truth cannot be hidden forever. Let's continue. Lastly, there is the idea of the Superman, and this has engaged the attention of philosophers and give rise to valuable dissertations on the platform and in the press. So the Superman is the transcendental man, a man so far above the average run of mankind that he can hardly be counted as a member of the species of ordinary mortals we call men. He is like a star that dwells apart and yet so near, living and moving and having his being under our nose, before our eyes here on earth. He is to be seen, for he comes to us from time to time, and yet we cannot know him as he is. We cannot properly estimate his worth, for he surpasses the comprehension of ordinary men. He comes to hold out to us the generous ideal for the progressive human race, for us to follow, for the betterment of our lives, the salvation of our souls. The Superman is God's own representative on earth, and he has a mission to fulfill. He has to work so as to leave the world better than he found it when he came. Knowledge, love, delight, power, and unity are some of the names of God. In the Superman, we find a sweet, harmonious blending of all these divine virtues working in the fulfillment of his divine mission in life. Such a man, we shall find our hero to be as we proceed to study him in all the wonderful details of his life. Some say that he was God himself. We say that is more than we can know. That is more than any man can and should take upon himself to say. Others say that he was a Superman, a great, great soul, a teacher of all the words, the savior of the age. He knows who knows. We do not pretend to know as much. We say he was the man of love, who loved for the sake of love, loved one and loved all, loved them as he loved his God, loved them being lost in loving contemplation of his God, and loving thus, he clasped them all in a loving embrace, communicated to them his love divine, and made them his own forever, his own in God, for loving and living for God. So our hero is a man of love. Such a man is like the big banyan or the spreading oak, a shelter from the fitful fever of life, a fit refuge for weather-beaten people under the storm and stress of an inclement world. Such a man is like the oasis in the midst of a desert, appeasing the hankering of a soul, unappeased in its vain wandering in quest of happiness in the unhappy world. Such a man is like the breath of heaven on the hellfire of the manifold miseries of existence on earth. Then fly, oh fly, you that suffer, fly from the worries and troubles of life and seek the shelter in the bower of love, knowledge and power you find in this towering, charming personality presented to your view. In the next episode, we will start with chapter 1, that is narrating the childhood of Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev. I want to make one very clear statement here. Since I have been studying for quite long all this phenomenal and incredible Parivar, Sri Radharaman Charan Parivar, that is part of Nityananda Parivar, because the Diksha Guru of Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev was a Nityananda Parivar Goswami, who came and he renounced all the proudness of the Brahmin truth and the Goswami name and everything, and he took sannyas. He was a Vajananandi who was living in the banks of the Ganges, and by the sages and Siddha Mahatmas on the time, everybody knew that this Vajananandi, the guru of Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev, was Sri Nityananda himself, that he has inside the full power of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. This was the common knowledge about this sadhu that we will speak and we will discover through the lectures. Who can say any Siddha Mahatma who has Nityananda himself inside? This was the guru of Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev. The sannyas guru of Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev was a disciple of Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, the big saint of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj had a disciple that also turned into a Siddha Mahatma, and he was the Guru Sannyas of Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev. One common misunderstanding in terms of Sri Radharaman and the Nitai Gaur Radheshyam Parivar, that is called Sri Radharaman Charan Parivar, is that many think that there is some kind of Gaura Nagari. That means that in a secret way, the disciple and followers of Sri Radharaman are worshipping Sri Gauranga as a gopi. The Gaura Nagari means that Gauranga in his Nitya Lila, in his Nitya Navadvip, is surrendered by several women who are in the quality of gopis but are the associate of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and they think that we in the Parivar are going to that bhav, but this is not true. It's a misunderstanding, and I have been going through different papers, and it says that some devotees have been claiming that this means that the Nitai Gaur Radheshyam movement has Gaura Nagari Bhav, that is to be the consort like Vishnu Lakshmi, but to be the consort of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And this is not true at all. This is a big misunderstanding. Why? Because of the two things. One, if that will be the point, then our Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev will be then should be the main shift of the consort of Sri Gauranga in Nitya Lila. But this is not true, because Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev has his eternal body in the Vrindavan Lila. So he is an eternal associate of Sri Radharani and Sri Krishna. I cannot reveal who is he, but if you will know, you will start crying non-stop right now to know this truth. But this is the big gold jewel, secret jewel that we have in the Parivar. Okay? So this is not true that we are in love with Sri Gauranga in a way of a wife and husband. This is not true. Traditionally, in Navadvip Dham, since they understand Navadvip Lila, you must understand this. Navadvip Lila means that you are meditating on Gaurnitai Panchatattva as the eternal Lila. Know what happens only on earth, but there is eternal Lila, as there is eternal Nitya Vrindavan, there is eternal Navadvip Lila. Alright? Then in that eternal Navadvip Lila, also there are eternal sadhakas, devotees, Vaishnav. We don't go there in a Manjari or Gopi spiritual body, but we go on a sadhaka, on a Brahmana spiritual body. So since the tradition of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the original tradition of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, see Sri Gauranga as supreme God, that in somehow is beyond Radha and Krishna, because now is much more merciful and is Radha and Krishna in just one form, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the golden Mahaprabhu, right? Then many sadhus, Siddha Mahatmas of big level, they were worshipping Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And in the Nitya Lila of Navadvip, the Nitya Navadvip, this is very important to understand and to try to comprehend. In the Nitya Lila of Navadvip, you can manifest in a different way of service. As in Nitya Lila, you can manifest in a spiritual body in different kind of service, like a Gopa, you can be a Gomata, you can be a cow, you can be a friend of Krishna, Yashoda, Ananda Maharaj, manifest as father and mother of Krishna, the gopis who are lovers of Krishna, the gopis who are serving Krishna, the gopis who don't go to Krishna and are serving exclusively to Srimati Radharani as the Manjaris and the Sakis, Radha Sakis. In Nitya Lila for Navadvip, exactly the same, but they are different kind of seva. It's not the same style of seva that in Nitya Vrindavan. In Nitya Navadvip is different kind of seva, as be a friend of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Nitya Lila, he's no sannyas, so he's married, alright? So if he's married or he has companions, female companions, because in Nitya Lila Navadvip he's young, he's 14 around age. So he's in the time of being in love. And also Gauranga Mahaprabhu in the Nitya Lila, no in the Bhauma Vrindavan, in the Bhauma Lila, in the Navadvip Lila on earth. On earth he takes sannyas. But in the Nitya Lila he never took sannyas. He's never taken sannyas. In the Nitya Navadvip Lila, Shri Gauranga is young, beautiful with long hair. His friends are the Panchatattva, the companions, and there are the other friends who are meeting Gauranga every day. They go in the morning to take a bath in the Ganges, then they go to artis, they perform kirtans, they eat prasad, they make big parties in the evening nights. It's everything happening like that, but they are never old. They are never sannyasis. This sannyas is a thing for material world, it's not transcendental. Alright? So the approach to Sri Gauranga is young and very charming, very beautiful. So on that way, many sadhakas and Siddha Mahatma, we're not speaking about average Vaishnavas, average sadhakas. We're speaking about highly qualified Siddha Mahatmas. They are more interested than Nitya Lila Vrindavan in Navadvip Lila with Sri Gauranga on that beautiful age. So on that point of view, not only in Radharaman Parivar, but in many other lines, traditional lines from Nityananda Parivar, from Advaita Parivar, and from the lines that are coming from Panchatattva and the Goswamis of Vrindavan, many sadhus develop direct affection directly to Sriman Mahaprabhu, and they wish to be born in Nitya Lila, no on earth, Navadvip on earth on the south of India, no. In the Nitya Lila, they wish to be born as a female body and to be in love directly with Sri Gauranga. Doesn't mean that you have physical relations or something like that. Only the heart. Do you understand the difference? We are not speaking about black and white. Nitya Lila and Gaudiya Siddhanta is much more deeper than that. So Gauranga is so beautiful. Just take this image on your mind. Make a little smarana with me. Gauranga is in his puberty. He's young, fresh, like the age of Krishna. Always young, fresh, so beautiful, so masculine. He has a long hair, a beautiful, extremely beautiful voice. His face like lotus is golden with a beautiful smile that take and steal the heart of everyone. And when he chants, everybody start crying on love, on ecstasies. And he's so beautiful dressed with the garlands, perfume, earrings, different ornaments, so beautiful that everybody is in love with Sri Gauranga. With Gauranga Mahaprabhu, everybody is in love, the male and the females. But the males has some different, because they are male companions. They love him as a brother, as a master, as a friend. But the females, they have one step forward. They can love him as him, without distance. They can love him as a friend, and they can love him as a husband. Doesn't mean they're marrying him, but the desire in the heart, I love Gauranga, I dream with Gauranga, I breathe Sri Gauranga, I eat Sri Gauranga, I pray to Sri Gauranga, my heart shakes when he sees Sri Gauranga, my ears stream tears of love when I see Sri Gauranga. This is the bhav, this is the bhav. And doesn't mean that this bhav is only Nitai Gaur Radheshyam Parivar, how many say that is wrong, because the name is Radharaman Parivar. In Radharaman Parivar, this is not the bhav that we are looking for. But some Vaishnavas are called by Mahaprabhu directly to that way, to that particular bhav in Navadvip, Nitya Lila. But the main point for us as the traditional Gaudiya Vaishnavism is Manjari Bhav and going to the feet of Srimati Radharani. This is what our Parampara is teaching. This is our secrets in terms of Manjari Bhav, and because Radharaman is there. If you will study, learn, and get the Kripa, the mercy of Radharani to revealing who Sri Radharaman is, I'm pretty sure that you will be in this side of the road. After all, after over 25 years of researching, failing and standing and keep walking, I can say that I cannot be more happy than now. This philosophy is absolutely incredible. And the most wonderful thing, one of the most wonderful things, you know what is it? That everything is as per Shastra. Nothing has been interpolated or misunderstood, even counting the Mahamantra Hare Krishna. Everything is in the right place. We will meet again in the next episode of Life of Love, Part 3 by Dr. Kapoor, with more comments and insights about this incredible family. Jai Jai Sri Radharaman, Jai Jai Nitai Gaur, Jai Jai Sri Radheshyam. Please, from the heart, I ask you, subscribe to this channel if you like what I am doing. Support me to keep going. You are the inspiration to keep making videos and bringing new and fresh information. Share on your social media so more divine souls can watch and learn. Share, give like to this video so YouTube will show this video to more sadhakas. And see you in the next. Jai Jai Sri Radheshyam.